Leadership means to me attaining a goal to work together as a team and have ability to understand each other's problems. When I recognized leadership in myself, I was very young because I had many friends who confided very personal things to me. So I think that's the ability to be sensitive and understanding and put yourself in other person's position.
I have been so blessed to be able to have a profession that I feel like I've had a calling to, and to be considered a role model for the future leaders of our children's place is just very rewarding to me. If you were to ask my younger brothers and sisters when I became a leader, I was probably 5 years old. There's this saying I've seen on Facebook that says, tell every little bossy girl that she has leadership skills.
It's an opportunity you're given to help or encourage other people to follow their dreams, that anything is possible no matter what background you come from. I decided after 20 years that there was a need out in the community for home care. I thought, well, I could start a business which provided people to remain in their home as long as possible. Because of the service I provided for them, they were able to stay home and die in their own home.
Leadership means to me looking out and seeing what needs to be done and finding ways to make it happen. When I went to conferences, they usually left a spot for me to talk about a program. I knew that I had really arrived in leadership in this area when the other male administrators were bringing forward their own programs and talking about how beneficial they were.
The ability to inspire and to empower people to live healthier lives and also to become stronger versions of themselves. I was given a leadership role of line captain and lead dancer. With that management role, I had to learn my voice and figure out how I was going to lead. There was a rehearsal that had been scheduled and it was set to only be, a certain amount of hours, and the producers and the executive producers had extended that a little bit too long. I said, I think it's time for us to wrap up. It was met with, you will do what you're told and we'll leave when we tell you to leave. So I staged a walkout because at the time we didn't have a union. And so I had to be the voice. I had to be the person that said no.
It's a passion, it's an emotion. It's not a title and it's not an entitlement. It's about giving back. It's about getting energy in the room. It's about being passionate about what you do. I was asked to be in charge of the Booster Club. I rallied together to think of ideas with people that we should be working on. And we focused on some themes that were around the sport. Before I knew it, most of the team was participating in the Booster Club, and we did the biggest fundraiser and had the most success. I realized that the energy that you bring in, the respect that you give to people, really is what leadership's all about.
It means making our community an even better place to live, work, and play. And it requires doing the right thing, the ethical thing, even if that's difficult. And even if no one is watching. I was working with a union leader who was self-proclaimed anti-management, and I was quite surprised when this union leader came over to me and extended a hand to shake. I guess I realized that my efforts as a chief spokesperson and working along with our management team could really change someone's mind.
Sometimes leadership is thought of as a singular role. I think everyone needs to remember that leaders are always supported by many to make them truly good leaders. I had some complications with the pregnancy and had to be hospitalized. I didn't have any other teachers that were working with me. It was a group of parents who helped me out. They stepped up and said, we can do this. I'm sitting there watching the show on a video feed. I feel really proud that it was a big leadership moment for me because I had, in a way, maybe guided them to a point where they could take the reins and take that train to where it needed to go to.
Leadership really means to me to be my best self, to always put my best foot forward, anything I'm going to do or say, to do it with a good attitude. I'm a pilot by trade, so in the airplane, I think it's very easy to see in that environment that I'm very much in command. A few years ago, when I took over the day-to-day operations of our flight school, I decided I wanted to bring in some of the values I'd learned in my years at the airline and other corporations and make our flight training center run more like one of those businesses conforming to industry standards.
Effective leadership means that you need to listen as well as you need to speak clearly and concisely. There can be no ambiguity in the direction that you're giving your staff. I'd started working at Strong Memorial Hospital. I looked for efficiencies and how I could coordinate staff to best serve our patients. That was the start of my leadership skills, if you will, that I saw within myself.
The Athena leadership nomination to me is overwhelming. I'm just awed that my friends would nominate me for this prestigious award.
I work with so many strong women in this community. My colleagues, the staff, the board of directors, the women of Kiwanis. I think that every one of them is trying to achieve their vision for a better community. It's just such a huge honor to be recognized.
Well, it's a huge honor to even think people would think I fit in that category. And it's nice to be appreciated for the hard work you've done.
It's really humbling to me, especially when I think of the people who nominated me or were involved in my nomination, any one of whom are worthy of all kinds of rewards and recognition.
I am so proud to be a part of among so many other wonderful, strong women in the community that are also nominated. And I just want to say to them, go Team Athena nominees. We are making a positive impact on this community, and I couldn't be more proud that we're doing it together.
It means everything. The reflection back over my career, the things that you learn about yourself, the references, the recommendations, and reading those. It's an unbelievable process.
I'm honored to be nominated for this Athena Leadership Award, but I also hope that this nomination is an inspiration to me. We certainly live in a community and a world where it is really important to believe in girls' and women's voices.
The woman who nominated me, I had her daughter for 13 years. There were a lot of good times and a lot of bad times. After that long road together, she came out and thought enough of me to nominate me for this amazing award. I'm just so pleased to be grouped together with this amazing group of women.
It's just wonderful to be put in a group of all these other wonderful, empowered women who, while we're all a very diverse group of people, are in our own ways making these changes. And I think that we're probably all the same type of person who every day, you know, we get up, we have our families, our jobs, we go to work, we serve our community.
I find it to be humbling that I have been nominated for this award. I find myself amongst others, previous nominees and award winners, and this year's nominees, and I find great inspiration in.
If I was to give myself advice as a young person, is to be more understanding to others.
I would tell her that it's okay to take quiet time to be alone and to listen, trust her instincts, and that to remind her that when she's rested, she's more creative.
Be kind to people every day of your life. It's the only chance you get, and be the reason why someone smiled.
Be prepared, learn, take advantage of these opportunities. You just really don't know how long your life is going to be. You don't know where this road is going to take you. Always be yourself, but strive to be a better self.
It's about really just staying your course and being yourself always, because that's honest. Don't worry so much about what other people expect you to be like or expect you to be. You will have a greater impact on the people around you if you just be you.
Believe in yourself. It's so important, because if you don't believe in yourself and you don't have the courage to go forward on it, you don't achieve the things that are right out there in front of you. So I would say at a very young age, I would have told myself to believe in your goals, because they do come true.
I'd say spend more time with infants and toddlers and really take in the awe and wonder in their eyes and in their voice. I'd say spend more time with our elders and really listen to their wisdom and their life experience, and travel.
Enjoy the journey a little bit more than looking only to the destination. If you love it, you should just do it. And I wish that my younger self had known that a little more.
If I was going to give my younger self advice, it would be to go for it. So the second an opportunity presented itself, take the adventure, say yes to the adventure. Don't wait, don't say I'm going to do it tomorrow.
Slow down, smell the roses. I would listen more, and I would speak less, and I would take better care of myself, both physically and emotionally.